I'm Kim Coon, joined by Erica Davis, sports betting analyst and longtime NASCAR fan. And each and every week, she's joining us on Around the Track. And we're calling it Easy Money with E because you're going to be setting up the NASCAR fans for success when it comes to betting.
I am looking forward to the season, first of all, and I'm also looking forward to putting all of us in pole position to win some money this year betting on NASCAR.
Love to hear that. So what do fans need to know before they hit the tables?
So today I have 3 things that I think every bettor should know before the season starts. And actually I have more than 3 things, but we'll get into those as the season progresses. The very first thing I think every bettor should know fundamentally is the odds. Are you familiar at all, Kim, with the odds?
I am a betting novice. I've actually never placed a bet in my life, but odds, I would guess probability.
Exactly. So basically sports books and odds makers assign numbers to drivers and to competitions that express the likelihood that something will happen. So let's say I say a driver is a long shot or he or she has long odds to win a race. That means that that driver's number is probably a little bit bigger, substantially bigger than those at the top of the betting board. But on the flip side, if I say a driver has short odds or that they're a favorite, that means the number next to that driver is probably substantially shorter or smaller than the other drivers on the betting list.
So what I'm hearing is you can essentially either place a bet you think is almost a sure thing, but it's a smaller payout, versus something that might not happen, but if it does, your payout's going to be much bigger.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Seriously. Like, so if the odds are longer, the number is bigger, and the payout is also bigger. The odds are shorter, the number is smaller, but the payout is not as good.
Okay, so we've covered odds. What's next?
So the second thing on my list is the over-under. Are you familiar with the over-under?
This, I think I am. So typically, when I have heard it, it's with a game score. So the score is this number, and you're betting whether the score is going to be under or over that.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Kim says that she's a novice, but
But how does over-under work in
she's a pro.
NASCAR?
Well, yeah, so let's recap. So the over-under is when you're betting on more or less of a set number of things to happen. So in NASCAR, let's take William Byron, for example. On some sports books, his over-under for how many Cup Series races he will win is 2.5. So if you think that Byron will go over 2.5 wins, which means he'll win at least 3, because you can't win 2.5 races, then you would take the over on Byron. If you think that he will have a lackluster season, then you would take the under, which means 2 races or fewer. What you thinking?
This feels easy to me. Maybe not all of them will feel this easy. I have to go over. He's going to win at least 3 races.
So this is on tape. We will play this all season
Mark
long.
it.
And then I have one more, actually. So futures bets. Are you familiar with futures bets?
I am not, but I would guess it has to do with something that's happening in the future.
Right. So futures bets is exactly that, but not just the future, actually the long-term future. So for NASCAR, we would take the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. A lot of people are already putting some money here and there on what driver they think is going to win this season. I am personally waiting a few races to put my money on a NASCAR Cup Championship winner, but you can do that right now. And the not so great thing about betting on futures is that you got to sweat the bet out all season long.
Yeah, but if you have a good bet, you'd be locking in that bet.
Yeah, you would be locking it in, but the odds always move. They're always changing. In betting, we like to say the odds tell the story, and the odds are always moving.
Well,
so
I love this bet because my favorite thing to ask people before the season starts is who's going to be your champion, or at least who's your championship for drivers?
I like that. That's a great question. Don't ask me yet, though. And finally, people just need to be responsible, have fun. We're going to be watching the races anyway, so throw a little skin in the game. Be be an active participant in the actual sport, but be responsible while you're doing it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Erica. And again, we want to remind you to gamble responsibly, and don't forget to watch Around the Track each and every week.